Salakia. We want to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. We're going to get a lesson started on the Lord's vineyard. Can you get Jeremiah 23 and 20? Jeremiah 23 and 20.
Jeremiah 23 and 20. And it reads, "The anger of Yahawah shall not return until he had executed, until he had performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly."
The thoughts of his heart. Okay? And what it says is, in the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly, because he is going to perform the thoughts of his heart. He is getting ready to show you how angry he is with his people. Okay? So I'm going to get a couple of scriptures pertaining to what his considerations are. Okay? I'm going to read, can you get me Isaiah 5 and 3? And I'm going to get you to read 3 and then jump down to 5. But I'm going to read this first. Luke chapter 13, verse 6. He spake also this parable. A certain man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he came and sought fruit thereof, and found none. Now the vineyard is the children of Israel, okay, and the fruit are the elect. All right, we're going to prove that. We're going to get a couple other scriptures. Then said he unto the dresser of his vineyard, Behold, these 3 years I come seeking fruit on this fig tree, and find none. Cut it down. And the dresser, the dresser of the vineyard said, Why cumbereth? Why cumbereth it to the ground? And cumbereth means to render useless, to basically destroy it. Okay? And he answered, said unto him, Lord, let it alone this year also, till I dig about it and dung it. And if it, and when it's talking about dig about it and dung it, that means to give this knowledge basically to the elect and see whether they bear fruit. Okay? That's this. We're trying to get the elect to wake up, okay? Because that's bearing the fruit, man. Okay? And if it bear fruit, well, and if not, then after that thou shalt cut it down. So if you don't cut, if we're out here teaching this truth, if we're out here dunging, okay, about this tree, and it doesn't bear any fruit, then the Most High is going to cut it off. And that's what's getting ready to take place to a lot of the children of Israel. That's why they have an elect, okay, that's spoken about in the scriptures. All right? You want to read that Isaiah 5 and 3?
Yep. Isaiah 5 and 3. And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard.
My vineyard. That's a possessive pronoun. My is a possessive pronoun, and it's his vineyard. Can you jump to 5 for me?
Isaiah 5 and 5. And now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard.
He's getting ready to tell you. He's going to tell you what he's going to do to his vineyard. Okay? Because it hasn't bared it. The trees that haven't bore any fruit are getting ready to be cumberous. They're getting ready to be made useless. They're getting ready to be cut down. Okay? Go ahead, continue.
I will take away the hedge thereof.
The hedge. That hedge is protection. All right? But right now, the 2/3, they're living comfortably, man. You know? In a sense. I'm not going to say that they all got money and they're all doing well, but there's really no hell being put on them by any of the other nations. Except for, making them get up and go to work every goddamn day. And taxing the hell out of them. and charging them an arm and a leg to feed their children. But continue reading.
And it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down.
It shall be trodden down. Okay? I'm going to read, can you get me Psalm 17 and 13? Now, matter of fact, get me Isaiah 3 and 1, and then we'll go to that afterwards. I'm going to read 2nd Esdras 9 and 21. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. Now that grape is the elect, the 1/3, which includes the 144,000. Okay, and the men, women, and children that are going to be of that great multitude. All right, that large number. And then 22. Let the multitude perish then, the 2/3. Let the multitude, the 2/3, perish then, which was born in vain. All right. So now this vineyard has some trees in it that need to be made useless. Okay, they need to be made. They need to be cumbrous, made useless, cut down. All right. So let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. Because right now he's working on the elect by, what was that first? The latter day you shall consider, okay, why you're catching hell, man. These latter days we're going to consider why we're catching hell, and a lot of the things that we're going to have to go through are catching up right now, man. You know, with these mandates coming out, you know, the grape that he said he made perfect is not gonna take these jabs, man. They're gonna do what they have to do. They're gonna live in the goddamn woods in the back of a truck. Okay? That's how he's making his grape perfect. Because these people aren't gonna do these things that the 2/3 are doing, man. All right. What you get? You got Isaiah 3 and 1?
Isaiah 3 and 1. For behold, YAHAWAH.
Go ahead, bro.
For behold, the Lord of hosts, does take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff.
From Jerusalem and from Judah, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, he is going to take away the stay, okay, the whole stay of bread, and the staff, that protection, man. And we just talked about that. He's getting ready to unleash the wicked, man, which is his sword. We're going to get that in a second. On the children of Israel. On all of us. And some of us are going to have to die. Some of us are going to suffer greatly for not taking these jabs. Okay? For not taking that MOB. A lot of us are going to suffer. We're going to have to live in unbearable and sometimes unmentionable fucking conditions, man. You know? Continue reading.
The whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water.
Okay, there goes that famine. A lot of people are going to starve to death, man. Okay? A lot of Israelites are getting ready to catch hell because their stomachs, what is that old saying? Your belly button is going to be touching your fucking backbone. Literally. And a lot of our people still don't think this shit is serious. They're still taking it for a joke. So that whole stay of bread and that whole stay of water, that famine that's coming, you know, and then that staff, that protection, that hedge of protection, he's getting ready to unleash his sword on these people, man. Okay. Go ahead, bro.
2 Peter 3 and 9. Yahweh is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
All should come to repentance, but a lot of our people aren't. Okay? So Yahweh, can you start read that again?
Yahweh is not slack concerning his promise.
He's not slack concerning his promise. What did he say in Jeremiah 23:20? Okay, in the latter days you shall consider it. Okay? His thoughts, not yours, not ours, but Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's thoughts. Okay? Because this is what's coming, man. Okay, the thoughts of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai are coming. The words of this book, these prophecies in this book, man, these things are going to take place. Whether you like it or not, you can't pray it away. All right? You want to continue reading that again for me, brother?
Yahweh is not slack. Yahweh is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish.
Not willing that any should perish. He really doesn't want to kill all of Israel. He doesn't want to kill one person of Israel, but he has to. Because they're wicked as hell, man. You know? All our people want to do is scoff and talk shit all day long. You know, they don't want to learn a damn thing. So his long suffering has come to an end, man. And you can see that with everything that's taking place right now. All right?
They said that Yahweh's name is Al-Shadia.
Al-Shadia, yep. Great demon-like power,
right?
Brother,
So
yep.
you know, if he took out damn near the whole world except for Noah and his, eight? I think it was 8 souls.
8 souls. Ah.
Come on, man.
And then you got to read about the account with the Egyptians when they were seeing, they were hearing things were touching them, but they couldn't see it because it was so dark. People were having heart attacks from fear. That same thing's coming here, man. He's going to do the same thing. People are going to see spirits, demons. They're not going to have that name to call on, man.
The hedge.
Yeah, they're not going to have that hedge. That's being taken. That staff. The whole stay of bread. The staff and the stay, man. A whole stay of bread and a whole stay of water. So you're going to be experiencing apparitions. All right? You're going to see loved ones and shit, man, that you know are dead, but they're going to be there. You're going to have things touching you. You know? People are going to be out here dying from heart attacks just like the Egyptians did. They're going to be going through it, man. You want to get Psalm 17 and 13 for me? If you have any other precepts.
I got that on deck.
Okay.
Just let me finish this real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
Not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
All. Okay.
Psalms 17 and 13. Arise, O Yahweh. Disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked.
The wicked. Cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked. We know who the wicked is. The nation of Edom. Okay? Go ahead.
Which is thy sword.
Which is thy sword. What did I say was going to happen? He was going to unleash the wicked, which is the Most High sword, onto the children of Israel.
That's right.
Okay? So that's where a lot of judgment is going to take place. For those people that don't want to take the jab, they're weeding out certain people right now with this mandate. They're going to know who to come to. They're going to know who didn't take it. All right? They're going to make their lives difficult. But what they don't know is when they start putting their hands on the men of the Lord, man, he's going to lift up that standard, man. He's going to lift up that standard, man. And these people are going to see shit that they couldn't put in a goddamn Marvel movie. Okay?
That's right, brother.
Okay? Is that, you done with that?
I can read verse 14 and 15.
Okay.
Verse 14. From men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from men of the world which had their portion in this life, in whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure.
The men that had their portion in this life. Who is that talking? Would that be talking about? We're talking about the elites, but he's also talking about releasing his sword on those people that that are basketball players, right. Football players,
and Jay-Z's.
Yeah,
they have their consolation on this side.
Exactly. These people, they're not gonna let them in them goddamn bunkers. They're not gonna let them in their deep underground military bunkers, man. You know? They're going to be left to fend for themselves, man. Just like the rest of us when this thing goes down. Now, they may have their own little bunker somewhere, but you know what? Just, you know, when the elect come back down out of them chariots, man, we're going to dig them out of there because they're going to be looked at as rebels. Okay? Those are going to be rebels. We're going to go pick their asses up out of them Jones too. And if they don't want to worship YAHAWAH, what did he say? Bring them before me and slay them. Okay? I'm trying to see if we got a little private helicopter.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I could have swore I was being followed by a military helicopter one day. But let's get back to this, because that shit's coming.
In whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure, they are full of children, and leave the rest, their substance, to their babes. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness.
That's the elect, man. Coming down with them new bodies, like I just said. You know? That's where this thing is headed, man. It's close. It's extremely close. Okay? You want to get Jeremiah 30 and 7. I'm going to get you to read 7 through 10, 11, and then jump over to 31.
Jeremiah 30 and 7. At last, for the day is great, so that none is like it.
The day is great, like the freedom. So I butchered that.
Jeremiah 30 and 7. At last, for the day is great, so that none is like it.
So the day is great, so none is like it. Okay? These things that are getting ready to happen are going to be like nothing that ever happened. The flood, 70 AD, ain't going to be able to compare. You know, even though our people were going through hell, they were trapped inside of a city, eating leather boots. Okay? Cows, with mule heads, fucking pigeon shit, their own kids. You know, that's coming, man.
And the thing about it is so vivid to the men of the Lord, but it's not to the 2/3. It's crazy because the Lord
can see it.
The Lord put that stumbling block on them.
Yep.
You know? This is the beginning of sorrows.
Yeah.
And basically, hey, like you was going into over the weekend. This is that woman that travaileth, I want to say.
Right, the baby.
Right,
the
right.
woman that's
going
having
that
birth pains. Yep.
This is the beginning.
That's right.
And our people still don't see it.
They don't. They don't, man. It's a shame, but it's, you know, it is what it is. You know, Zechariah 13, man. You know, the third part shall make it through, but the 2/3, man, they're gonna get put down. They're gonna get put to death.
That's right.
You know.
At last, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
The time of Jacob's trouble. That's the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man. That's what's coming for them. Trouble. Ill. Bad times. That's right. All right? Good.
But he shall be saved out of it.
He that they're talking about is the 1/3. Okay?
For it shall come to pass in that day, says Yahawah of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck.
He will break Esau's yoke from off our neck, just like he broke our yoke off of Esau's neck and gave him the dominion during the Greek period, the Roman period. You know, then he got that yoke put back on him. He got put into a confusion state. Then the yoke was broke back off of his neck, and he took us back down again. Okay, that was during the Renaissance. Okay, go ahead, bro.
And I will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
Strangers, the other nations, the Psalms, the 83rd chapter crew, shall no longer serve themselves of us. They're not going to have their little fucking bodegas and whatever, their little stores, their little corner stores and shit, you know, with the liquor and you know, Muslims selling goddamn pork, you know. I mean, does that make any guys Elamites that are Muslims? They
You know what
they
I'm saying?
selling pork.
Right.
You know, they ain't gonna be doing that shit in the kingdom, man. We catch your ass eating pork in the kingdom, we're gonna bust you upside your goddamn head with an iron rod, man. And you fucking Edomites and you other nations, you better hope I don't have to come back as a kid. When I'm a teenager, I'm gonna put hell on your ass.
That's a beautiful thought. Right?
You know what I mean? Shit.
Verse 9, but they shall serve Yahawah, our power, and David their king, whom I will raise up until them.
The children of Israel will serve their power, YAHAWAH and King David, their king. Okay? And the other nations, they're going to be following the law, statutes, and commandments. If they better do it to the best of their ability, because like I said, if they fuck up, they're done.
Therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, says Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity.
That's us. Their seed from the land of their captivity. We are the seed, okay, of the slaves that came over here in slave ships, and they are the seed of the people that ran out of Jerusalem and Masada in 70 AD, okay, and those other cities that were surrounded by Romans. We are the seed that's talking about. Okay, we're going to be saved out of this captivity. All right.
And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest.
And we are going to be in rest when we get done. When we come back down out of the chariots and we take care of our business. I'm hoping and praying. Like I say, we're prisoners of hope.
That's right, brother.
You know, and I hope that I'm part of that 144. If not, one of the men of the 1/3 that gets to come down here and snatch these people up out of these bunkers. And after we get done taking their ass out the bunkers and they do their first duty of burying all the dead bodies, and they start building up our kingdom, then we're going to be in rest.
That's right, brother.
You know, because we're going to lay back, and I better not hear a fucking Edomite wipe the sweat off his brow. I'm going to go chop his fucking head off. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
And be quiet. None shall make him afraid. For I am with thee, says Yahweh, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations, whether I have scattered thee.
And that's not a full end. He's talking about he's taken away their power. That's their full end, because they'll never come into rulership again. Ever. Okay? They're going to be in subjection under the Israelites. Period. Can you jump to 31:1?
Jeremiah 31:1. At the same time, says Yahweh, will I be the power of all the families of Israel, and they shall be my people. Thus says Yahweh.
Plain and simple. Plain and simple. You got anything else you want to bring out?
That's it, bro.
That's it? Well, let's give it all praises, brother. So now we're going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makapadash. And Shalom to the Yakani Akwaf that are listening and learning. And again, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Okay? Well, we are not members of Great Millstone, but we definitely follow the men of Great Millstone. Shalom.
Shalom.